On the show now is Parneet Singh Swani, he's Director Commercials at Swani Spice Mills. Parneet, hi, thank you so much for joining us on CNBC-TV18. Spices is an area which really seems to be buzzing quite a bit right now. I mean, we've seen all-time highs for cumin, for turmeric, coriander seems to be running up as well. I mean, if somebody was looking to make money here, I think the place for really was in spices, really red hot right now. I want to start with cumin prices first, and we've seen gains of 60% in 2023 till time, and even as these dizzying heights, I mean, there's basically nobody in the markets telling you to go short or take profit home.
I would not ask you to go short. Yes, this is the place to be red hot, that's for sure. Cumin is a very unusual scenario this year. The India crop situation is quite poor. We are about 30 to 40% short of our normal production. Even if I count the global production, which is the competing countries such as Syria, Turkey, etc., they still do not make up for the shortfall that the Indian crop is. So therefore, looking at the demand-supply scenario, the bullish trend is going to continue.
Parneet, we've seen the prices gain up quite strongly. In the month of June itself, it's 15% on the higher side. Yesterday was a 6% of a run-up. At these levels, are you looking at any kind of demand destruction at all in domestic markets or exports for that matter?
Well, honestly, we had domestic markets move up quite a bit. There was fairly good demand coming in. And all eyes for exports were on competing countries or countries that are producing cumin. Their crops have not been the best due to weather, and their prices have also gone up. Naturally, they're seeing prices in India go up, so they're not going to be cheap sellers. So overall, this year, cumin is going to be an expensive spice in the kitchen.
All right. From 30,000 rupees in the month of January to around 50,000 right now, where do you see some resistance coming in?
I would look at around 580, 600 levels. That's where I would look at it. It's a little bit unheard of at this time, but for sure the bull run isn't done. There still is pent-up demand. There's a lot of customers, domestic and overseas, who are buying hand-to-mouth. So there's a lot of demand to be had that's waiting on the sidelines, and I think it's a matter of time before that comes in towards the second half of the year.
Parneet, also talk to us about numbers in sense of how big is the Indian spices market overall? How much of that is organized? What is there in sense of exports there? And what is the kind of growth that you're anticipating with this price rise?
I think growth really can be more in terms of a value and a price percentage, but really not in terms of a volume. If I look at the entire cumin production in India to be this year between 425 to 450,000 tons, I would say about 10% of this will go to export or a little bit more. Domestic consumption is still very high. When I'm saying domestic consumption, I'm saying neighboring countries as well that are consuming from India. This year, China has been a very big buyer for spices out of India, so that has been an additional demand that's come in. There's almost been a revenge buying of almost every spice, whether it's fennel, whether it's cumin, whether it's coriander. Everything is being bought in very large volumes from China. So looking at it from a global perspective, the demand is certainly there. The concerning bit is that the crop is not there. If I look at organized and unorganized, I would have thought organized sector would have been 15%, but I was recently corrected where it's closer to 45%.
All right.
Okay, well, spices it is then, Manisha. Thanks.
60% off in a year. I mean,
one of the investments which one should probably have in their portfolio definitely. Yes. Equity, debt, gold, and then spices.
Spice it
up. All right, we need to take a short break.